My brother's been incarcerated most of his adult life, and this last time they put him in there for good.
My name's Thomas Butler. Most people call me Tommy. I'm 33 years old. I'm Spokane, Washington. And I was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole under Washington's three strikes law in 2010. It was a robbery, and during the robbery, I was the only person injured. I got shot 3 times in the back. It was my third strike, and I got life without, basically, for getting shot. Now, as of right now, anybody with 3 strikes is the only way they're getting out is in a coffin.
From an inmate at Claremont Bay Correction Center. This call will be recorded and monitored. If you wish to block any future calls of this nature, thank you.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Willie.
How y'all doing?
Good.
How you doing, Mom?
Good. What you doing, Willie? Hi.
I know. How was the trip back?
It was long, but it was worth it. We had a fun time yesterday at visit. It was great.
I know. I always love the visit. I just hate when y'all leave, and I gotta see y'all crying, and then we gotta deal with what we've been dealing with all this time.
I was gonna tell you that Isaiah keeps asking when he can spend the night with you.
I know. That's my little guy.
So yeah, I would like to talk about Willie. He was a gang member when he was 18. He got caught up on one night and did a drive-by shooting, where another gang member was killed. He was 18 then, and he had a strong gang member mentality.
Yes, they gave me 96 years at the age of 18. Like, that's reality. Like, that is reality in a nutshell. Like, to the majority of people now, they understand, like, that type of sentence doesn't make sense. Like,
Now he is 38 years old, and after almost 21 years in prison, he has long shed that gang member mentality. He looks for every opportunity to better himself now. He teaches math. He teaches history. He's getting his associate's degree. He goes to youth summits and talks to youth about not going down that same gang path. And he's grown. He's matured, and he's changed.
like, you don't give a kid 96 years. Like, even with the stuff they got going on right now, like the new parole bill they bought for the juveniles, they're saying you can't give a kid that much time. But they're saying if I was 4 months earlier, I could have been eligible to get out right now. 120 days earlier, I could be out now. And like my mom always says, like, we're going to fight. Like, we know we got to fight.
Yeah.
And Isaiah, now you shy?
I don't know.
30 seconds remaining.
Tell your dad bye because he's gonna hang up.
Next weekend.
Bye.
Yeah, like, I love y'all.
Love you
Love
too.
you too.
So with my 2 older brothers being involved in gangs, the easiest thing for me to do was follow in their footsteps. The hardest thing for me to do was to do something different with my life. At 13 years old, I found myself selling drugs for the first time. By 14, I was jumped into the gang and heavily involved in gang activity. So with that said, from 15 to 17, I spent all my adolescent years in jails, group homes, and institutions. I was released from the institutions at 18 years old, and by 19, I found myself facing a life imprisonment for gang activity. So when I was first looking into this place, I got the number and I called the property manager. And again, I wanted to be really, really transparent about who I was and where I came from with her, right? I want to be upfront. So I'm talking with her and she's like, okay, Marcus, you have to fill out an application and they're going to do a background check. Immediately when she said background check, I just put my hand in my face and say, oh no. Well, how do you tell somebody you've been in prison for murder, right? How do you tell someone who's going to rent to you that you've been convicted of murder, right? So immediately I was just so discouraged at that point. Before I even opened my mouth, my thoughts was discouraging. And I said, I went to prison for murder. I was convicted of murder. And you just heard dead silence. Everyone deserves a second chance. No one can remain the same person they are if they continue to strive for growth. There's documentation after documentation that I've achieved.
Right. That crime does not define who they are for the rest of their life. It
Right.
sure didn't define me. And I'm a product of that, and we can see that just by, me reaching back and see that in you as you reach back. And there's others who would do it if given the opportunity.
I say this, I've been out 7.5, 8 months now, and it hasn't been easy. I'm not gonna lie and say it has. But I stayed on my grind. Every morning I get up, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm calling for jobs, calling. Long story short, I got hired onto the union. I'm making $24.55 an hour. Along with cutting hair on the side. So there is a way out here. I got locked up at 16 years old. I did 18 and a half years. Within that time, I fixed my mind, I fixed my heart, and I had a mission, I had a vision, I had a plan, and I didn't deviate from that plan. 18 and a half years later, I'm sitting here and I'm cutting my family's hair in the barbershop. If you bring back parole, I think that a lot of people's, the way they think would change. You have something to live for now. But when you're sitting on a life without sentence, if you're sitting over 50, 60 years, you're like, I don't care. Nobody cares about me. So I'm going to do whatever. But if they see this hope, they see this light at the end of the tunnel, give me something to work for. I'll change me. I'll change my heart. I'll change the way I think. Because I don't want to do this no more. I've already did it 15, 16 years. I'm tired. I got to straighten up. I got to make this a life-changing thing. Because I know if I come back in, they're going to break me off. And I ain't never coming home. You got so many people in there that just want one shot. And once you start to condition your mind like that, there's no failure. Failure is not an option.
What are you gonna have for a birthday dinner with your dad tomorrow?
1,000 chicken wings?
Oh, good. Get your stomach ready for those hot wings. That's the birthday lunch. It's gonna be a good time.
1,000 burritos. Let me see.
All right. It's gonna be a vending machine birthday. The important people were there.
And Aunt Lexi.
Uh oh, your dad's
All right,
time's up.
that's it. That's it.
Dad's gotta go. Say see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
All right, I'll
Peace.
see you tomorrow. I love you.
Say love you.
Love you
all
too.
guys.
100 love yous.
Okay, 100 love you back.
All right. See you tomorrow, Tommy.
I got 2 kids out there that I can't take care of. They barely know me at all. One that has never even seen me in person. So, yeah, it's definitely very hard. My family, I love them. That's the really only thing I got in this world is my family. Nobody's getting out early. Nobody gets to go years and years, even though they might have changed years ago. They might not be somebody that should still be locked up. They're just sitting in Washington State prisons, costing the state money.
It's hard to be a parent. It's hard to be a grandmother. It's hard to be a sister, an aunt.
Not only that, it affects all of us in here, and I think everybody will agree with this. We're all in prison.
Yeah, we are.
We are all in prison.
I know it.
With them.
When my son goes to the hole, I found I'm actually in the hole with him. I don't sleep.
It's okay.
I'm wondering, what is he doing? When he's in the hole, it's like, okay, you're in the hole too. Don't go nowhere today. And I'm already, go through major depression, so sometimes I really sit at home and be in the hole with my son. They told me my son would never, ever, ever, ever see the day of light. I'm gonna be honest. But God told me my son is going to see daylight. And I trust and I believe in that. We got leaders that are in the penitentiary that have become leaders and can help with these children out here. These children out here need role models, and they don't have any.
So I have been incarcerated twice in my lifetime. In and out of jail as well, but I've been to prison twice. The first time I did a year and a half. The second time I did roughly about 4 years. When I was in prison, my oldest son actually came to visit me. And one time he just randomly just walked up to me and was like, "Mom, if you come back here again, I'm never coming to visit you." Like, when I walked out of them doors, and I was always told, "Oh, we'll see you. You'll be back." And I told them, "You'll never see me back here again. I'm never coming back in this environment ever again." My whole family has been impacted by mass incarceration in so many different ways, on so many different levels. First, starting off with my mom, actually. I was probably about 14, 15 years old. My mom's husband got incarcerated. So this is my mom right here, Kari. My oldest son actually is in the process of being incarcerated, going into the institution. Myself, my husband, and my youngest son's father.
Sheena being in prison was hard because I had the kids. It was really hard on them. It was really, really hard on Shelby, Dwayne. The Venice really didn't understand, but the two that did, it was really, really hard on them. They were mad at me. "Grandma, you need to go and get my mom. Mommy, you have to go get sister. Why? Why can't you go get her?" It's nothing I can do, you guys. We just have to wait.
Hello?
You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call.
I've been in for 18 years, and I know other individuals have been in quite longer than me, 25, 27 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that there is just no out. You have to do 20 years in order to petition the court for some type of pardon. Outside of that, anybody that's in a situation that I'm in, they don't have no other relief. I would like waking up every day and actually going to work at the teen center and continue to run and generate new programs to change the injustice within the communities throughout Pierce County and raise the political awareness to the people in the community. And I don't know, walking down the street, holding hands, window shopping, spending time with my kids, going to the movies, laying in bed looking at the ceiling.
60 seconds remaining.
Kevin is my husband. He was arrested at 19 and got a 28-year sentence. He's served 14 years. He's gotten his associate's degree. He's taken every class offered to him. He deserves to come home now.
I feel my husband deserves a second chance is because he never had a chance. He was born drug addicted, was bounced from foster home to foster home, long juvenile history, and into adulthood. So I don't think he ever had the chance to really be successful due to what he was born into.
So my loved one is Willie Nobles. He's my fiance, and I think he deserves a second chance so he can come out and be a father, be a husband, be a working man, help me out. Yeah.
Paul is my brother. Paul, you know, saying I love you so much. I want to be there and stick up for you.
Being the daughter of somebody who is marrying somebody who is in prison has been very hard for me, and I can only imagine that it's hard for other children as well. We love them, so we want them home.
My brother Aaron Olson is currently incarcerated in Shelton. He's been there for going on 10 years. Right now he's a mentor for 60 guys on his tier, so he helps 60 guys that are mostly special needs. He's very active. He currently helps run one of the Christian services. He's always sending money out of the prison to try and help various projects of various ministries. He's basically a contributing part of his community, even though he's not really a part of the community anymore.
They have been in there and sat down long enough where God has talked to them and has put a big change in their hearts and in their minds. But we will never know this because they've been put away all their lives. So it's time to ease up and start giving them a chance, you know? Somebody gave me a chance, and I think I'm doing pretty damn well.
My son, Byron Hebert, is incarcerated, and he's been incarcerated for the past 6 years. He was 19, and he received 19 years for a crime that, you know, no one got hurt, no one died. You know, I think that there should just be there should be a review board that handles those things and tries to see what's a better plan.
To say that since Willie's been in prison for 20 years, I've missed 20 birthdays, 20 Christmases, 20 Thanksgivings. I've missed so much of his life. But this weekend, I'm going to be going to a trailer visit, an extended family visit, and I'm going to make a ham, and Kashina's giving me stuffing, so I'm going to make some stuffing and mashed potatoes and gravy and the whole holiday dinner. And I'm sure he's just going to really, that's going to be our Christmas dinner, and so that's how we spent our last 20 years, is celebrating in prison. But I'm fighting because my son has changed, and I think he deserves the opportunity to come home.
If he doesn't have hope, if we don't have hope, I don't know what he'll do. He's 33 years old, so to be 33 years old and facing a life sentence without the possibility of parole, it's a hard thing to do, to spend the rest of your life in prison. He has hope because we're fighting. He has hope because he has family support, and he has hope because he's got kids that he wants to come home to. So without this possibility, without this fight, I don't know when and if he loses the will to keep fighting. I hope never. I don't want to see my brother outside of a prison in a box.
My son, Byron Abear, I just want you to know I'm going to bring you home. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to be at every meeting and do what I can do to bring you home.
Kevin, I will bring you home.
Philip, I'm bringing you home.
I'm going to bring him home.
Christopher and Torino, I'm gonna bring you home.
Willie, I will bring you home.
Willie, I'm gonna bring you home.
I love you, Aaron, and I want to bring you home, buddy. And you deserve to be home with your family.
James, your mama's bringing you home.
I'm in this movement for all the women that is in party that deserve to come home that I left behind. I just remember them by their face and by their name and just their crime, and just realize like, oh my God, I've been out since 2007 and they're still in there and they still have more time to go. So I am a proud leader, and I am so proud to be a leader with Washington Can. We really fight really hard to be able to pass this community review board, to be able to see people that have served, men and women that have served more than 15 to 20 years to come home. They deserve to be able to come home. They deserve to have that second chance. They deserve for people in the community to fight for them.
I got involved with this movement probably about 2007. I went to Monroe Correction Facility. Then it still is. Then and now it's still called the BPC. And I got involved with them, and I loved it. It was about my community. It's about growth. It's about development. It's about learning about my history, my roots of where I really am, who I am. It was about getting people home. It was about education. So when I got out, remember I told you about the guy Vincent, 3 life sentences. He calls me one day and he was like, hey man, this is perfect. He was like, you're at the barbershop, man, you're doing good, you're working, you're staying out the way, you're going on a year being out, man. What's up with the movement, man? I'm about to go try to help my city, my community, where I came from, And once I seen that this movement was going, I was like, I'm all over it. I'm there.
There's been laws put in place strategically to fill up the penal systems. Where are these people coming from? The inner cities.
Yes.
The places where I come from.
Right.
What fight am I gonna pick? To help people look like me get up out of these situations.
Absolutely.
That's the fight that I'm gonna pick. That's the fight that I'm gonna be in. That's the fight that I will be in for the rest of my life. Because I imagine I'll be in just within that part for the rest of my life.
That's right.
And I gotta fight. I gotta stay involved.
So, this is my movement. This is why I do what I do, to show people that don't understand why you should let people out. And let's do away with this mass incarceration. Give chances instead of lives and being hurt. And just what if? Like I said, we can't save them all, but if we was just to say 1, 2, or 3, what if we could save it? Might be able to save a whole community. We might be able to save the world, who knows? But you'll never know if you don't try it. Sometimes you gotta do things that you've never done to get results you've never had. For real.
Bring